Conrad, principal at Washington High School, and this year I've had the privilege to nominate Dr. Todd Novak for Staff SARS. Todd is our Freshman Academy Coordinator, and he's been in that position, I believe now this is his 11th year. And so part of his responsibilities are helping to oversee the successful transition of our 8th graders as they come into 9th grade, and then also that transition process from 9th to 10th grade. To operate a building, a high school building of 1,900 kids, there takes a lot of individuals, and sometimes it's tough to single out any one individual because all the parts make the whole. But when you look at some of the pieces that Todd plays and the role he plays in making sure when students come to Washington they get off to a great start. And so as that leadership role that he has been in for the last 11 years, the support he provides staff, the support he provides students, and the support he provides the parents to ensure that their first exposure to Washington is a positive one are some of the reasons why I nominated him for a staff star. It is crucial and it's important, and we find out if they get off to a great start and we start building that sense of community and start getting a sense of ownership and buy-in to the beliefs and values that we have, the likelihood that those 4-year high school career is going to be a memorable one, and that it will be 4 years, it just gets them off to a real good start. So part of the Reconnections event is the group that you're going to take a look at. These are students that participated in our Summer Connections program, and they were a group of kids that took the chance and said, I want to be a part of that. And so that happened during the month of June and a little bit of July. And now, just to kind of celebrate how far they've come after first semester and celebrate some of the successes they've had in first semester, we're bringing them back together over the lunch periods, and we're going to sit down and ask them questions. What's gone well? What can we do better? Let's celebrate the successes, and let's continue to look at what some things that could be different for the next time that comes through. And I think that's his general approach to everything. Once we try something, we implement it, he has that reflective piece where he looks back on it and says, what went well, what do I need to do different, and what does the future hold? And it's that approach that continually allows this Freshman Academy to grow and have success along the way. I believe Todd's organization and his drive, his passion to make sure that he can bring out the best, not only in the staff, but also in the students. And so you have this drive for student success and the belief that the students come first, and then also the support that the teachers get. And there's two components to that academy that make it work through his oversight, and part of it's the professional development the staff receive when they get to gather each day, and when they gather they have a professional development day. They also have days when they're talking about kids and trying to figure out and put the pieces together to make sure that each kid has a successful experience. To make all those things run, it takes leadership to establish that vision, and it takes the leadership to also, once the vision's established, to develop the system that's going to help you achieve those goals. Underneath his watchful eye, we've seen that program flourish, where about 95% of our freshmen successfully transition to the 10th grade. And we continue to work to improve that number so that all students have a successful transition. We're not always perfect, but the one thing we do work towards is that perfection, and we try to address those issues when they arise, but we also have this passion, and he exhibits it to ensure that every freshman kid, every freshman student has that successful transition. So you'll see him during the summer working through our Summer Connections program to take about 100 incoming 9th graders and ensure that they feel at ease when that fall rush, when they're one of 500 kids, and it just helps break it down to that small learning environment where they feel that sense of community. And then he's able to leverage that role of those 100 students to assume a leadership role when the fall comes for the students who didn't participate in Connections. In addition to that, he helps oversee our peer tutor and peer mentoring program, where we provide students 10 through 12 opportunities to mentor their peers. And we just don't set those students in a classroom without providing them some guidance and instruction along the way, and Todd oversees that program as well. And so you see it through the peer mentors and tutors through the school year, some of that leadership, and then you also see it through the Summer Connections. And then you see the team that he has developed and worked together with on the whole Freshman Academy, and you just look at the work that they've been able to do as a team, and it's quite remarkable. I think it's his dedication. It's his dedication to not only Washington High School, it's his dedication to the students, to the staff, and to the community. He is passionate about helping kids succeed and making sure they graduate on time with a meaningful and rigorous education. And so when we are passionate about something, you know, that motivation drives you in a direction to achieve great things. And while we've done a lot of good things along the way, his satisfaction isn't quenched yet. He's still pushing to say, how can we do better? What can we do better? And how do we make sure that the learning community called Washington High School, and specifically Freshman Academy, is in a really good place and continuing to grow?